One thing you're definitely going to run into if you're playing D4 in the end game is that items start to cost a lot of gold to reroll. You can see if I move out of the way here, this item actually cost me 1.7 million gold to reroll in an attempt to get a better modifier. This is kind of difficult to work with, right? As you get higher and higher and you reroll your affixes and you're only accepting the best mods, it becomes very expensive. So how can we get more gold in Diablo? Well, first of all, when you're farming dungeons and you're coming back to town, you're salvaging an inventory or you're selling the items from an inventory, you're going to get anywhere from 500k to 1 million gold, which is nice per run. You can make some pretty decent gold per hour doing that. But then imagine out of all that loot you drop, there could be some hidden gems that you've just been dismantling when you could have been selling them for tens of millions of gold. And that's what we're going to talk about today. It is trade in Diablo. This is something I didn't actually know about. I knew it kind of existed, but not in the format that I found it in today. So if you're a solo self-found player and this means literally nothing to you, I'm sorry to have wasted your time. But for anyone else that's interested in how to trade items in this game, this video is going to be for you. So first of all, what is the site that we're going to use to trade? Well, it's not really a site actually. It's a Discord, the official Sanctuary Diablo 4 Discord. When you join this Discord, you're going to need to choose a role, agree to the terms and conditions, all the good stuff with Discords these days. And then on the left-hand side, if you scroll down, you will find chat rooms called Want to Sell Classes and Rares, which we can see right here. Want to Sell Elixirs and Gold. You can see people selling elixirs. This guy is selling them for 350k each. That might seem like a quite extortionate amount, but you can see people have been buying them. Fortitude sold, Cruelty sold. He did go a bit lower on the Fortitudes. Gems sell 80k each. I wonder if these are selling. So this guy bought 5 Royal Sapphire for 400k. So you can see all this stuff sells. So all this stuff I've been kind of ignoring, I could have been getting a lot of gold for had I been a bit more diligent and had I want to engage with trade this way. So once we've done this, let's talk about the first very important thing, which is in the Rares tab. This is crucial. When you drop an item in Diablo 4, the required level for that item is going to be equal to your level when you drop it. So if you're level 100 and you drop an item, it will mean you need to be level 100 to use that item, which eliminates a large population of the player base from buying any of your items. So this is one rare example where being lower level is actually quite a massive advantage because you're going to be able to sell items to more and more players. I've seen many items on this Discord with a required level of 95 and above that just sit there despite being incredibly good items, and it's because people can't use them. So being a low level might actually be an advantage for this. Now, the next thing I would like to talk about is what do I even try to sell, Milky? What do I try? Well, first of all, I've been experimenting with this. I haven't been doing this very long, but I felt I'd make a video about it because this really excited me. It makes me much more excited to farm, knowing that I could hit the jackpot and get millions and millions of gold. But one thing I've sold is a ring. Lucky hit chance, crit, bit of resource generation, 2 million gold, whatever. I'll take it. The next thing, though, let's look at the 3 things that I've definitely noticed whilst scrolling through this Discord. The first one is high item power weapons with good modifiers. So if we were to go to a 820 item level one-handed sword, hey, how much? Looking for at least 25 mil. This guy comes in, boom, 30 million offer on the table. Genesis comes in, 35 mil, 40 mil. Another guy comes in for 50 and it's gone. 50 million gold for this sword. Now, this is a very good sword, don't get me wrong. Vulnerable damage, crit damage with imbued skills. It's on a great base with huge amount of item power, but this is the kind of thing you're looking for. These vulnerable mods, these crit damage mods, this high item power item is going to be incredibly valuable. And if you know what you're looking for, you're going to be able to sell these. So weapons would be the first one. The next one is going to be a ring. So rings with lucky hit chance, crit damage, crit chance, resource generation are absolute money. So we see this one, Glyph Testimony, Ancestral Rare Ring. This has a pretty low roll on the crit chance, decent roll on the crit damage, resource gen, doesn't even have vulnerable damage. 7 million gold he got for it. 7 million right there, you can see. So that's a nice boost. That's 7 inventories worth of loot right there just for one ring, which you will find. You're probably looking at these and kicking yourself thinking, damn, I've ended some stuff like this. Well, you won't be doing that again if you like trading, eh? So let's see if we can find a good pair of DR items. So DR in this game is obviously very powerful. You can get items like this. 812 item power, damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction, life. Brilliant. These sell for a lot. There aren't actually that many on here right now. This one's 2 mil. What's this one? 1 mil. 5 comments on this one. This has gone all the way up to 8 million. So you can see these items with a large amount of armor, life, or damage reduction, very, very valuable. This one's gone for 8 million. So those are examples of things to look out for straight away. Now, one thing you should definitely look out for when you're on this Discord is private bidders. For me, if a private bidder is in the mix, immediately leave the channel. Do not try getting the item. What people will do in situations like this typically is they will say that someone has private messaged them and offered them a value higher than what you have offered them in an attempt to make you offer more. So be careful if anyone says they have a private bidder, because it's very likely that they're just trying to swindle you out of more gold. Now, once you have found the item that you want and you have bid and gone into the bidding war with whatever other people want that item, you will be able to message the person, or the person will message you. You add each other as friends, then you will meet in the game. You'll go up to them and you can simply trade with that player for the gold. It's all dandy. Maybe you can do some more rerolls. But I do have an inventory here. Let's see if we got anything good. We're looking for high item power on weapons. This one, not very good. I'm going to take away the shift. Pretty bad. Legendaries, obviously we can't trade legendaries, so who cares? Crit damage, good, but the 3 other mods, pretty bad on this ring. Low item power on the weapons. You really, really need high item power on the weapons. See, this has 2 good mods in Vuln and Crit, but the low item power and the low rolls obviously make it a lot worse. This is terrible. Not very good on that. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Well, this isn't looking good, is it? Let's hope I find a juicer for the video, eh? Rabies, all stats, decks. Nope. That's not bad, but, you know, for this build in particular, you do want damage reduction while fortified. You want cooldown reduction, crit chance. So this is good, but this is only what you'd call a 2 mod item, because you could re-roll a 3rd stat to be what you want, but then the 4th mod is obviously still there as a pseudo brick. Then this, garbage, garbage, and garbage. So no lucky ones in this inventory, but the more you farm, the more you're going to get. And this to me is a very exciting way of finding better loot, because you could, but this is quite a good way. But this definitely rejuvenated me in some ways, because I love the idea. Oh, it's like Path of Exile, you know, you've always got that chance to drop a Divine Orb or a Mirror or a Headhunter. But now you've got this chance, now that we know that trade exists and it's pretty active, you could always find that GG item that you're going to get tens of millions of gold for. So I hope this video was helpful. If you do engage with trade, let me know. Let me know how it went, see if you get any cool items, and I'll see you in the next video.